Let's talk about supplements.
I love supplements.
I know you do, and you have the biggest knowledge on them, but we don't put that knowledge out there as much as we should.
Well, the reason I don't put it out there is because people don't understand the biochemistry of things, and if you don't understand that, it's hard to be able to give people certain supplements, because certain things work well together and certain things are catastrophic together. And then we've got, like you wanted to ask about, like the quality issues and things like that. And I've been in the supplement industry for a very long time. When I was in high school, I actually was selling supplements as a side business, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was like,
Didn't you also at some point make supplements?
Yes, I used to make Russian and Bulgarian supplements.
No, what I want to touch on supplements, and I guess also the reason that you don't want to talk about it as much is because the minute you start giving a pill that overrides lifestyle to people, it overrides a bad diet, it overrides, they just think if I take this, all my worries will go away.
And that's the thing, like, it's a supplement. It's to supplement lifestyle and exercise and nutrition and things like that. And so that's why we only really tell people, take a multivitamin, a really good high-powered multivitamin. We like Thorne Basic Detox Nutrients, if you can get that. We, in the phytonutrient blend, which we like ATP Science Multifood. And then if people don't eat enough seafood, then we look at a fish oil. But if you look at those, to me, those aren't really supplements. They're an extension of nutrition. They're an extension of food. And they're replacing things we're probably not getting, especially when we diet. People aren't getting enough nutrition when they diet. There's not as much nutrients in a lot of foods. And we teach that stuff in our courses, like in the last 50 years, last 100 years, how the...
Huge study done on that too.
There's lots of huge studies done on it, that we're just simply not getting enough of the nutrition that we need out of food. But how do you know how to pick a good supplement?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, is why is there such a thing as a bad quality supplement though? Because I suppose people look at the supplement shelf in the supermarket or the chemist or whatever, and they just think any vitamin E or A or D or whatever or multi, they're all going to be the same.
Yeah.
Like they just think it doesn't matter, but it does.
It does, and the reason expensive certain supplements, quality supplements, cost a lot of money is because they use a lot of quality product. The reason you have to take a lot of pills and a good multivitamin is because really good quality stuff are very large molecules, right? Especially when you chelate them to amino acids to increase the absorption. Those make really high molecular weight products that you just can't put in like a one-a-day Centrum.
Yeah.
And so, they make vitamins and supplements from, if you're cheap ass all the way up to you really care about your health. And so when you look at a $6 supplement you get at Woolies or Walmart or whatever, and you look at the label, the majority of those nutrients in there are very low cost. Because the overhead is astronomical when you start putting together quality things.
Right, but how is a molecule of magnesium not a molecule? Like, how can you have a bad and a good? You know what I mean? Like, so how can
They'll go on magnesium. So you look at magnesium oxide, okay? Magnesium salt. There is a lot of magnesium in it, but only about 4 to 5% of it's actually absorbable. So magnesium oxide makes a really good product if you need to take a shit, because that's what it does. But when you look at something like a magnesium glycinate or threonate or malate or whatever, all of these different chelated magnesiums will do slightly different things in the body. They have certain affinity for certain tissues, right? So you can get down into the nitty-gritty of why you would give magnesium taurate over glycinate or whatever. Now, we will often give people magnesium glycinate because it's cheap and there's good gastric tolerance. People can usually take more of it without getting the green apple splatters, right? Which is a technical term for diarrhea. It's a very medical term. But then again, you can look at two companies that sell this magnesium glycinate, and they can be completely different quality products.
Yeah.
And then there's mislabelings and things like that. So you have to know how to read this stuff.
There's also quantity levels. I notice you'll look at the back of some supplements, like there is not enough of anything in there to do anything.
Right, and yeah.
So that's something else to be mindful of. So whether the quantities are enough and whether the quality is there, because you actually can get different quality vitamins and minerals.
And you'll see a lot of
strange concept.
A lot of companies will put a lot of things in to make it look like it's really high power, but there's not enough of anything to really do anything. You still need a clinical dose of things, right? And so like even looking at magnesium, Thorne Basic Detox Nutrients has about 480 milligrams of magnesium, which is a really good clinical dose for most everybody. If somebody's smaller, you take a little bit less. If they're bigger, you take a little bit more, right? And then you have to look at when you're combining different things. If I'm combining, say, a medical powder plus a multivitamin plus an electrolyte blend plus something else,
before you know it, you're taking too much magnesium and you're shitting your pants.
Or you can be taking too much of a lot of different things, and that's what people start missing. They don't know what they're doing. They start adding a bunch of stuff together. They don't look at the overlap, and they don't realize like a little of this vitamin is good, but too much is bad. Like things like vitamin A. Vitamin A can become very toxic if you're using way too much of it.
Right. Can't any of the fat-soluble vitamins become easily toxic?
They can. We don't really know. Vitamin D, we don't really know if there's a toxicity. The toxicity with that comes from hypercalcemia and jacking your calcium up too much, especially in the absence of vitamin K. Vitamin E's relatively safe up to a point, up to 1,200, 1,600 IUs. But then, we're talking about, you talking about alpha-succinate? Are you talking about D-gamma? Are you talking about mixed tocopherols? You really need to know that type of thing. And most high quality things that we use, like bioceuticals, Thorne, pure encapsulations, designs for health, stuff like that, will use the higher quality supplements, Metagenics, but that comes with a larger cost. So in order to keep our clients from having to use a lot of supplements, we'd rather use less, but more high powered and, that type of thing.
Just the necessities.
Just the necessities. But people have to realize you need to, like in our online men and women's programs, we don't even give supplements until like the 5th month, because we want them to understand you can get really far not taking a single pill if you just get everything else aligned first, and then you use supplements to increase and accelerate your progress.
Cool.
Yeah, I love them. They're good. You like that?
We used to travel with like a whole suitcase full of supplements.
Yeah.